Hi everyone, welcome to another video. This is Mr. Chow from EnglishTuition.org. Now in today's video, we are going to talk about the 2022 O-Levels English examination. Right? The PSLE students have already finished their PSLE. N-level students have already finished their N-levels. So that leaves the O-level students. All right, and some of you may be feeling jittery. You may be feeling a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious. So hopefully this video comes to you, in time to help you calm some of those nerves that you have. Okay, so let's start with talking about the objective of this video. Well, I'm not going to stress you out, right, by asking you more questions about the syllabus, right? Because the more questions I ask, the more you start thinking about the subject, and then if you find that there are certain areas or some questions that you're unable to answer, you may feel confused, right? As I've said before, at this late stage, I don't even teach my students new materials, right? We are just going through what they've already learned, doing some refinements, and you should be doing the same. Okay, so objective for this video, of course, is to, as mentioned, is to help you to calm your nerves. Right? You should already have your own revision plan. Okay, don't let anyone put you off. Okay, and you should plan to stick with it to the end. Okay, make sure you finish to have a plan, stick to it, and finish your revision. Okay. So before I go into talking about how to stay calm, why is this important in the first place? Okay, you want peak performance on exam day, right? In theory, ideally, everybody wants to be able to perform at their peak, right? On important national exam days, all right? You want to avoid feeling lethargic, okay, feeling tired, okay, or turn up, during exam with poor concentration, okay, because that can lead to costly, careless mistakes. You may ask, Mr. Chow, what are you talking about? What do you mean costly, careless mistakes, right? I'm not talking about those minor language errors, right? Like subject verb agreement, forgetting an S here, forgetting to put an ED, right? These mistakes are fine, right? It's just not that they're really fine. You do get penalized, okay? But in the bigger scheme of things, they don't cost you as many marks, right? But if you're tired, right, and you fail to read and comprehend the questions in language papers, right, that can be very costly, because you may read an essay question, or you may read the task fulfillment of a situational exercise, and you thought you understand them, right? But instead, you wrote out of point. Okay, so very often students were not answering the questions, and as a result, they get an immediate failure or big fat zero, right? They wrote a lot of things in their paper one, okay, or in their comprehension answers, okay, but they are not answering the questions, not because of a lack of knowledge, not because of poor grammar or poor vocab, but simply because they have a lapse of concentration, right? And they just simply miss out certain keywords and did not read and understand the questions properly. Okay, so in order to avoid all these problems, make sure you turn up on exam day mentally alert. All right, so how can we achieve that? So while doing your revision, okay, make sure you continue with your exercise routine. I've seen students who stopped their entertainment, stopped their exercising, stopped their recreational activities almost completely a few weeks before the exam. I understand that they want to cram for the exam, right? They're trying to study very hard, so they're trying to make time. Okay, so every minute counts, right? But the problem is, once you stop exercising, okay, you stop enjoying or reaping the benefits of exercise, right? Exam periods are very stressful periods, okay, and I've observed that some of my students are starting to fall sick, right? And you know that when your body is weak and and you're feeling ill, right, you can't perform at peak performance. Okay, so make sure if you feel that you need more time in your studies, you can cut back your exercise, but don't cut off your recreation and exercises completely. All right, you need to stay healthy in order to be able to keep up with the pace of the revision as well as to perform well during the exam days. And of course, practice some common sense, right? Observe normal sleeping hours, right? Don't sleep late just because you let the revision snowball, right? And you give yourself so much to do that you cannot complete the task that you have given yourself, okay, and then go to sleep at your usual time. So you exceed, you say, okay, 10 p.m. I'm supposed to go to bed, right? But I'm not finished with my revision. Am I still very active, right? I'm still mentally very alert. So let's continue. And then before you know it, it's 11 p.m. and 12 midnight. And sometimes I also get students who message me after midnight, all right, and to hand in some homework, right? And that should not be the case. They tell me, Mr. Chow, I can't sleep. I've been thinking about my work. I cannot finish my work, etc., etc. No, that means there's some poor time management going on there, right? So plan your time properly, okay? Give yourself enough time to finish your work so that you can sleep early, okay, at your usual time, okay, and just do not stay up just to study very late, okay? And also, some students tend to do this, okay? Do not binge on snacks just because you feel stressed, right? So whatever you eat affects your health as well. So if you're unhealthy and you're eating a lot of tidbits, you feel hungry, okay, because you have been studying very hard, right? Okay, and then you just keep eating those tidbits, you tend to fall sick easily. All right, so once you fall sick, again, just like a lack of exercise, that can throw you off your game. Okay, you actually pay for it, right? Because if you fall sick, you cannot spend your time effectively completing your revision, right? So you have to put off your revision. So eventually you pay for it by making this type of mistakes. So stay healthy, okay? Finish your revision at least once, right? If you have the time, of course, you want to go back and do it second time. Maybe some of you do it so fast, you can even go back, and revise third time, fourth time, until everything, your facts, your strategies, you're so familiar, okay, with all the contents, all the knowledge that you have, okay. But the point I want to make here is that being able to finish your revision at least once, all right, this will help us keep your mind at ease, right? Because it relieves a lot of stress, a lot of pressure in your head. You're telling yourself mentally that, all right, at least I finished my revision. Okay, if I run out of time, so be it, right? At least, okay, I've done my revision, I've done my part. I don't feel so stressed anymore, all right? Still anxious a little bit, right? But I think I'm ready, okay? So make sure you finish your revision at least once, okay? There's still time, right? About 2 weeks to your final national exam, okay? Now, on the actual exam day itself, try to give yourself some constant reminders, some mental reminders to stay alert mentally, right? You cannot afford to get distracted on any exam day, okay? Not just for English, okay? This can also help, it can be very useful. This can also help to keep negative thoughts at bay, right? And I know of some students who always think of negative thoughts, right? And they engage with these thoughts. They tell themselves, I can't do it, right? This is too difficult. This is too challenging. What if I forget this? What if I forget that? And that will make you even more anxious, right? And then you tend to underperform, all right? So instead of having all those negative thoughts, just remind yourself, all right, okay, this is an important day. I have prepared well. Okay, I have done my revision. I've done my part. I've done my weekly practice, right? I've done my homework. Okay, so I'm going to this exam with confidence. Okay, and I am going to do well. Okay, by staying alert, staying on my toes. I'm being very vigilant, and I'm not going to allow myself to get distracted, right? Whatever happens, right? So maybe in your imagination you think, even if the sky falls down on you, right? Okay, you are still focused on your exam, okay, and you can still complete the paper. That should be how focused you should be, all right? So with that, okay, I want to wish all of you who are taking the O levels, not just O levels English, O levels in general, okay, the best of luck. Hopefully you do well in your exams, and then you can proceed to the next phase of your life. All right, so with that, we have come to the end of this video. And for those who are going to take O levels in subsequent years, all right, not the graduating batch, right? For those who are still in secondary schools and you're serious about improving your English, okay, and you think maybe you can learn something from Mr. Chow, right? Okay, and you want to consider signing up for physical lessons, do visit EnglishTuition.org. You will see all kinds of information there. All right. So with that said, thanks for watching. Do remember to leave a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.